Okay, so we're looking at annuities formula, and we're going to connect it to the previous video on reducing loan amounts. So at this stage, you don't need to know where the formula comes from, but there's a formula that will let us know how much you still owe after a certain number of payments. So, basically, if you've got access to a cheat sheet, you'd be writing that formula down. So A is the amount you still owe after payments, after end payments, equals the principal multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate over 100, and then we minus Q, where Q is your repayments in dollars that you're making per month or whatever, and then that R figure comes back again, R to the n minus 1 over R minus 1. So it looks like a complicated formula, but it will help you calculate how much you owe without having to do a table of values where you work out 3, 4, 5, etc. And you have all these different columns. So this is a shortcut to get down to this final answer after, say, 5 payments. So copy that and come across when you're ready. Okay, so from the video 1 on reducing loans, we had an example of a $16,000 loan, 1.1, the repayments were $430.83, and that was our answer from the video, $14,697.50. So here's our new formula from the previous page, okay? And so to calculate, first of all, what you have to do is you have to work out the R value, because that formula has R there and R there and R there. So we go 1 plus 1.1 over 100. So that's basically our effective interest rate, 1.011% per month. So this is basically our percent per month, what we're being charged effectively. So if you then just use your calculator, 16,000 times 1.0, get rid of that. 16,000 times 1.011 to the power 5 minus the repayments, which was in the question, and then multiply in between. Don't know why it's doing that. 1.011 to the power of 5 minus 1 over 1.011 minus 1. Then you can just do it in one big calculation, but that number is that number, this number is that number, and when you subtract those two numbers, you get the $14,697.50 without doing the table of values that took us forever to do. Okay. In the next page, we're going to be actually working out how this payment of $430.83 was actually calculated to work out how much you're going to pay back. So can you copy that down? There'll be plenty of practice on actually doing this as well from the textbook. Okay, so copy that down when you're ready to come across. Okay, so let's do another example. We've got a $2,800 loan, 7.5% per annum. Again, we quote it per annum, but in this particular case, it's per month. Repayments $160 per month. I've just made up a random number there. How much do you still owe after 4 repayments? So what I want you to do is have a go at that. Use the formula. So the formula A equals P R to the N minus Q bracket R to the N minus 1 over R minus 1. So that's the formula we're using, and it's just see if you can plug and play for a $2,800 loan, and we'll see how we go. Okay, hopefully you're back, otherwise don't know where you are. So the amount that you owe after 5 payments is $2,800. Now we're going to work out R. Now this is quoted per annum, this is quoted per month, so it's 1 plus 7.5 over 12 over 100. So we're going to do that calculation first. So I get my calculator turned on. 1 plus 7.5 divided by 12 divided by 100. I'm going to turn it into a decimal. S to D. Okay, so it's 1.00625. Okay, so lucky it decimal terminated. That was a nice one to do. Okay, so after 5 payments, I'll just make that a bit smaller. Sorry. So we've got 5 payments equals $2,800 times 1.00625 and we've got 4 repayments to the power of 4, minus the repayments are 160, so that's the Q multiplied by 1.00625 to the power of 4 minus 1, and 1.00 minus 1. So I'm going to get my calculator out again. Now you can do it as one calculation, or you can calculate each part separately, so I'll do each part separately just so you know you're going okay. 625 to the power of 4 equals, okay, so that number there is $2870.66. This number over here is 160 times open bracket 1.00625 to the power of 4 minus 1 close bracket. Oh, that's stuffed up, so I have to start again. 160 times open bracket 1.00625 to the power of 4 minus 1 close bracket divided by 0.0625. That looks good. Minus $646.03. So 2870.66 minus 646.03. 22. So you, on the $2,800 loan, you still owe $2,224.63. Okay. And that's the end of that video. So that was a really short one. There'll be some, again, I think it's still exercise 15A from the Maths Quest book on page 729. If it's not 15A, it's 15B. So have a look and just see if there's any questions that look similar to that. This is if you're looking at further, I think it's called Further Maths Quest. Okay, so we've got one more video in this first part of this series. Okay, and we'll see you on the other side.